Hello everyone and welcome to this Teacher Right Tuesday update video. This is update videos for the 13th of September, and this video will cover the important information that you need to know for this next month. So, looking on, first, the most important thing to say is a massive welcome to everyone who is new. We've got a lovely group of Year 5s and Year 4s joining us for this Teacher Right journey. The purpose of this update video, just for those who haven't seen one before, is to give you the things you need to know to cover this next month. There'll also be attached some other video links that go through just a tip of the week, some resource features that we recommend, but we're going to have sort of key dates, key information that you need to make this first month really successful. So let's jump into it. Key messages to start with. So obviously it's really important that we at the office are informed if you have any kind of medical conditions. So many of you will have filled out on your enrolment sheets information, but if there is anything, especially anything that develops and isn't that we should be aware of that we aren't aware of, please do just drop an email or give the office a ring and keep us informed. And that's something that obviously can develop over the course of the year. If new information does change, please just keep us informed so we can make sure your children are being looked after as well as they can be. This is also really important. We do have a lot of students at our centres who have nut allergies ranging from up to very, very severe. So please make sure, though we do encourage snacks at all of our centres, certainly for Year 5 where you have a 2-hour session, please ensure very strictly that they are nut-free. That's vitally important. Thank you so much. The other thing that may well be worth considering, again, if you didn't do this in your initial enrolment letter, please do let us have a secondary email address or a secondary contact number just in the case of emergencies. And that's very much the case. If you're not sure you sent us, please feel free, just drop us an email so that we are more well equipped. And of course, not that we ever hope to use it, but it's something that's certainly worth having. And in terms of what email address to use for the office, it's info@teacherright.com is the one to reach out with any questions and queries. Right, moving on, obviously, first week, first lessons, you'll be handed out your new books for the block. And I'm just going to now spend some moment running through the various sort of assortment of books you should expect to have for the various centres. So obviously we're starting here with Year 5 CEM, and these are the 5 books you should be issued with. So you've got 2 CGP books, there's a verbal reasoning and a non-verbal reasoning. Please make sure, as it says here, that you have the CEM for both. That's what makes it the CEM course. The much maligned and quite challenging Antonyms and Synonyms book, or Synonyms and Antonyms book. This is a fantastic resource. It is tough, it is difficult, but I will be referencing this book right the way up to the end of Block 6 because it is chock full of fantastic, really useful words, and so I would strongly recommend, as well as obviously utilising it for your homework, you come back to this book, you continue to use it as a fantastic resource because there are some amazing words in here that you should really make a strong effort to learn, and if, again, not all at once, but little and often, perhaps a page a day or even a page a week, you'll get there for the exam. It's a fantastic resource to really expanding vocabulary. And of course here we have then the 2 Galore Parks verbal and non-verbal books as well. So these are the books you need for CEM. Please make the most to make sure you have them. If there are any issues, let your tutor know or let us at the office know. We'll be more than happy to rectify them. Moving on now to GL assessment. You can see here what has changed is for the CG books, we are now focusing on the GL specific books. So again, just please make sure that you have the correct one based on the centre that you're attending. Reading Boys. Reading Boys are slightly different, of course, just to recap slightly for those who are interested. Obviously, these are a bit like the exam boards, the different boards that govern the exams that are set for the 11+. Reading Boys doesn't have non-verbal reasoning, and that's a sort of a large difference when compared to GL and CEM. What they do have, however, is creative writing, and that is something that's quite challenging, and so a focus on creative writing. In this case, there is a creative writing homework material handout that you'll be utilising to sort of cover that difference. Otherwise, of course, as you can see, it is still the verbal reasoning, much as before. Synonyms and antonyms still sort of a significant feature of the exam. Last but certainly not least, we have the Year 4. The Year 4 Block 1 verbal pack, you get 3 books. Obviously, for Year 4, it's only 1 hour of assessment, hence why there are fewer books. And in this case, although we do use the GL assessment book at the start, actually the course is ubiquitous, so please don't worry if you are eventually planning on doing CEM in Year 5. For Year 4, because the GL has sort of the widest range of activities, use that textbook, but they are applicable to all courses, so you should have a verbal reasoning for GL assessment, a Galore Park verbal reasoning, both of those for 8 to 9, and finally the Practice and Pass Discover verbal reasoning books for your Year 4 block. So again, please do check these books carefully. If there are any issues, let us know, and we're more than happy to rectify those. Teacher Right markers. Obviously, we may not have, if you've had a first lesson, met the markers yet. That's because there was no homework. But now, after your first lesson, you should be issued with a homework. Please remember, for the homeworks, you always complete the week 1 homework after you've had the week 1 lesson. So we always expect you to do the homework after the lesson has taken place, and actually that's the same with the spellings. So you'll have a week 1 lesson, then you owe us the week 1 homework and the week 2 or the week 1 spellings in time for week 2. And of course there will be markers now ready and waiting, looking forward to marking your homework. So please make sure that at the very least you are completing the You Must tasks. If you're not sure, obviously this was on a piece of paper that will have been handed out, but if you're not sure, you can also check the portal in terms of what homeworks are expected, and that's something I'll go through on a later slide coming up. Speaking now, the Teach It Right portal. So the Teach It Right portal can be accessed through our website. So we type Teach It Right into Google or a search browser of your choice, and it'll take us to Teach It Right website. And in the top right-hand corner, I can sort of highlight it here, you'll see there is a link that says Student Portal. Clicking on that link will take you to a location where you can log in, and that requires two things. The first is your email address. So it's the email address that you first reached out to us. And that could be a Hotmail, a Google Mail, whatever it is. And then, this is the bit that everyone struggles with, your child's date of birth, but in this format. So if, for example, I'm going to use my birthday, I was born on the 6th of January, 1994, then my pass would be 0601 1994, but it's really important you include the slashes. So I'm going to be typing in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 digits, or 10 character strokes, because I'm including the slashes, and that's really important. That's something that people, if it's going wrong, that tends to be why. So I thoroughly recommend that over the course of this week, you do try and log into the portal, because as well as having spare copies of the homework sheets and the spellings, if ever you miss a lesson, there's a copy of or details of the lesson plans, so you know what's going on, so you can catch up. But this week, have a go, try and log in, even if you don't necessarily need it this week. For the future, it means you can then come and ask us, ask the centre manager, ask the tutor, and they'll be more than happy to help you next lesson. We can do it on the phone, we can have a little practice, and as I say, you'll normally get there. Once you are logged into the portal successfully, you'll be shown something like this. Generally speaking, this is the area you're looking at. So we mostly just utilise the learning section, and inside of the learning section, you'll be able to find sort of a week-by-week plan, and again, it has block information, spellings, homeworks, the variety. So go into learning, have a little explore, and see what you can find. And again, if you have any questions or queries, come and talk to us after the fact, and we'll happily sort of talk you through. Important just to mention, this is perhaps for the year 4 and 5, is not something you'll be considering right now, but for some of our year 6s, we are opening up with our online ISEB common entrance pretest. These are people who are aiming towards sort of independent schools. It's the independent school exam system, and our first class, just to make note of, is going to be the 24th of September. And of course, we're not doing it on the 17th, because that's when many of our students from year 5 last year will be potentially sitting their 11 plus exams. And again, many parents choose to obviously give the 11 plus a go, and the year 6 independent school entry is sort of a backup plan. This will be delivered by the lovely Sarah, and she's fantastic. And so, of course, if you want any more information on this, please do just reach out to the office, and we will happily let you know. Other important things. So this is one of my favourites. I'm a massive fan of books, reading in general, and Louise's book club is a fantastic resource. So this is a free thing that we offer just as part of you being a part of Teach It Right. When is it? Well, it's Sunday afternoon. It takes place from 2:45 to 3:30. When it occurs via a Zoom call, so you'll be given a Zoom link. In fact, there will be a Zoom link attached to the email that this video link came with, and it's our lovely Louise Swan. Louise is our fantastic tutor. She's so passionate about books. I could listen to her talk just for days, and so it's a fantastic resource. And what we'll be covering in these sessions, well, you'll be sharing snippets of favourite books that you've read, and also you'll be hearing sort of readings and excerpts from books that Louise has suggested. Not just, obviously, fiction books, it will be poetry, non-fiction, and it's just a fantastic resource for broadening your reading horizons, potentially finding new books that you may enjoy, and also talking about the books you enjoy to inspire others, which is a lovely thing as well. Next, Homework Support Club. Again, very similar to the book club, in that this is a free resource we provide just to help you. When does the book club take place? Well, it happens every Monday. This is essentially a supervised session where there'll be a tutor on hand, ready and willing to help you. I know the first book clubs were really successful. At year 4 got loads done. There were plenty of year 5 students asking about the difference between the different homeworks for GL and Reading Boys and CEM. And so it's just a fantastic resource. If you have any questions, don't feel like you have to drop in for the entire session. If you just have 1 or 2 questions, joining in, asking a question, and then going is absolutely allowed too. But obviously, if you want to stay for the whole hour and make the most of that, and sometimes people just enjoy, they don't have any questions, they just enjoy working sort of in that community of everyone doing their homeworks at once. And so yeah, please do utilise it to help you as best you can. Again, the link for this will be in the email upon which this video came. Finally, things to keep an eye out for. We have parent workshops upcoming. Parent workshops are fantastic. Obviously, we're going to be now undertake the process of educating your children, but if we can get the parents educated in terms of how to complete, what the common questions are, hints and tips, it really helps them to support your child. So we strongly recommend, if you can, save the date for the parent workshops. I believe these will be available to book very, very soon, and actually keep an eye out, because we may well have sort of specific CEM, GL workshops that will go over, sort of highlight the differences as well. But I strongly recommend keeping an eye out for these, save the date when you find out about them, because they're incredibly useful in terms of just, being able to support your child and keep you as informed. And then the important date. So here is just a summary. So obviously the next book club is Louise's book club will be on the 18th of September from 2:45 to 3:30. It's also worth mentioning, obviously, it's very sad, the death of our lovely Queen, the monarch. We are going to respect that with the bank holiday on the 19th, so there'll be no Monday classes running. We'll probably look to sort of catching these up later on, but we are going to observe that with respect. The homework club will happen every Monday, but of course, not the Monday with the bank holiday, so please be aware of that. And then finally, we're expecting the first parent workshop to be on the 2nd of October, although I say do keep that posted because we may well be offering multiple workshops to cover the different areas. Right, guys, thank you so much for your attention. And so, of course, any questions, please do reach out to your tutor before or after the session, or the centre manager. And if there are any questions or there are urgent questions that need to be done beforehand, please do just reach out to the office. We love to hear from you. Thanks so much, everyone. This has been the first update video. I've been Luke. Well done. All the best. Bye-bye.